Oh my goodness, friends, we are back here at Tina and Clayton's beautiful Saltbox home. I love the bullseye glass over that door and that gorgeous wreath. What a treat. What an absolute treat to be able to bring you Christmas at this gorgeous Colonial home here in Ohio. Oh my gosh, the collections that are in this room are just stunning. I love how many stories go with them.
So cool.
So I've convinced Tina to go ahead and talk to me about some of these beautiful things that are here in this room. And so many of them have been collections that really are pieces from her mom's collection as well. So we'll go ahead and start. I know there were some special things in this little basket.
Yeah, those are little pieces that I was in her living room, sitting on her end table. And they're just little unique pieces. Those are miniature. What are those called? And it's not emery. Are they an emery?
I think it's an emery. They're real hard,
They're
so I think
very
that they
hard.
are.
Maybe
look
they
how
have
tiny.
like a sand in them or something at one
Yes.
time to sharpen the needles.
That's exactly,
But
because they would have
that's
rusted.
exactly how it looked and how she had it displayed. So I tried to keep everything like she had it.
Beautiful. And look at this
they're
tiny
unique.
little.
Just that little tiny piece.
Now, you said your mom was really big on going to auctions as well,
Very
right?
good. She would stay all day just to get a couple items.
Gosh.
I mean, she started out with buying the old quilts that were already tattered. And then what she would do is she would cut them up and make them into crafts. Beautiful crafts. I have barrels of her stuff.
Oh my goodness. And here, the Santas, and you said these are
Those are made by
Toy Works?
And I believe it's Burlington.
Okay.
This takes for sure. I don't want to tell somebody something wrong.
And then the same with these wonderful little cats.
That was, yeah, these were actually, says Ohio, but it says New York too, so they probably were made, maybe sent to Ohio.
Okay.
Anyway, that's what those, and these are just reproductions.
Sure.
That's what those are. Then you can ask them
Beautiful.
what they think that is, because I have no idea.
So we're going to go around this way. And Tina, when she was going through some different things that were her mom's, some of the things in these baskets just took my breath away. So this little basket is filled with what we think are for the hats, for millinery.
Yeah, they're gorgeous.
And look at these, look like the little peas with the seed pearls in there.
Seeds.
They're not heavy like the emery, so they
No.
probably were for hats.
They're gorgeous. Those had to have been really something back then.
And then
then you
this
can open those
basket
up.
full. This is so sweet. So what was it that your dad?
Mom would go to auctions and she would buy baskets of buttons for her crafts. Dad would come home and she'd dump them on the kitchen table and he would sort through them for hours. And he would also cut them off of old fabrics. Because some of those come off like old dresses and different things that she made stuff
And
out of.
shirts and things.
Yeah. Can you imagine the hours that went into that?
What a
And he was
sweet,
patient like her.
right?
so
What a sweet and fun and patient thing for them to have done
it had
together.
It was a lot of fun as they got older.
Aw.
And then where do you want to go next?
We'll go right here. So this
Ask
was
them
in
about
this beautiful basket that you will see here in a minute. And we're wondering, what is it? What was it used for? It opens right here. Was this a sewing kit? Was it for calling cards?
I have no idea what
It
that would
is
even
just
mean.
gorgeous. And I'm going to hold it for a second so you kind of get an idea of the size. And it was in a whole little basket. Tina said, just like this, her mom
Just
had
like
it.
that come out of one of her dresser drawers. These are my granny glasses when I was a teenager, but all of these things were hers.
Oh my
Just little pieces of things that she just put in a basket over the years, and she probably wasn't. I'm saying that she probably forgot about them because they were in a dresser drawer at the back. So, but I left them just like they were because
Sure.
it just, it's just like a mom thing with me.
They were things that
There
were
were things
so
that she,
special to
she
her.
kept them. And some of them are broken, and I don't even care. It's just such a good memory of her.
Of course.
I don't even know where that came from.
That's beautiful.
It's just something weird and different.
And here is a whole basket filled with little pocket Bibles or children's Bibles.
Prayer books. It's just a collection I started a lot of years ago. Some of them I did find at auctions. The smaller stuff always went more expensive back then than what the bigger pieces did. It might still be that way. I haven't been to auctions for years.
Like the miniatures have something really special about them. Here, this little basket, I think these are bobbins for making the lace. And I've seen some videos where the women make the lace, and it's just, to me, it's amazing how they're able to do that. And here, a little needle book.
That's more of Mom's collections that were in her sewing baskets, which I have several of them stacked.
Goodness.
She had like treasures and everything.
How sweet.
And those little buttons, I thought those were the cutest.
These are just tiny.
Are they enamel?
They almost look like it. I love the
See, I thought they were just a plastic, but they almost look like they could be enamel.
I love the little marketing drawing there that's on there. She looks so 1920s flapper.
I think that's so cute. They're just some little cute.
And here's another
They're
one.
just precious.
In the blue.
I don't
They're
think
just
I have
tiny.
I don't think I have. Well, the little pearl buttons are actually small, but those are cool. And this is just a collection of my buttons. That's just stuff. This come from Mom's house. I don't know what those were used for. Somebody told me they put yarn in them or something
that could be.
Beside a chair.
Maybe somebody out there knows and can put that in the comments. Tina was saying that she's really getting attached to all of these little spice cabinets.
The little spice cabinets.
And so a lot of the rooms now will have those in them.
It's just something new, and they're new, old. I guess that's why I like them, but I've always wanted them, and I've seen them in several videos. And I know at one time maybe they were just a kitchen, dining room thing, but they don't have spice things wrote on them. So I thought they could just be cute just to hang on a wall.
Absolutely, for just miscellaneous. And this is a guest room in your home,
yes,
is that right?
This is a guest room.
And here are these Santas.
Those come from my sister. She bought all those for my birthday one year. Those are from Hallmark. I know that for sure because she went up there and got them all.
Aww. And the little cupboard, the table, did you tell me Clayton had made this?
this little table, and it was behind the sofa at another house. And here we had it downstairs. We didn't like it behind the sofa. And then he made that for an end table to make it look like an old dough box.
Sure, absolutely.
And he did that. And that's all Mom's stuff, too. All those sewing baskets everywhere. Those are hers.
And how about the little cabinet above?
You know, that was here.
Really?
That was in the downstairs. And we replaced another cabinet and brought that up here. Now, Clayton thinks this thing up here, the angel, is scary.
Oh.
And it stares at him in his chair at night. He said, could you drag something creepier into the house? So,
cute.
Anyway, so these are my little collection of old change purses. Some of those I had as a child, just, you know, I was real big on that.
I think that is just one of the cutest ideas of things to collect.
It's just something not very inexpensive.
Yeah, exactly.
Very
what
inexpensive.
A cute thing to get your children or grandchildren started with the idea of collecting.
Do you think at one time that they had those as like in a little store for little gifts
as
or
a giveaway?
Like
it
a
could
little
be.
giveaway. One of these has some advertising on it.
But you know, things were so much less expensive back then.
They were.
And so they might have, you know, instead of carrying dollars, and they wouldn't have had credit cards, you would have maybe just had your change in your little change pocket, and you would have been very careful and, you know, kept it very close to your chest.
Absolutely.
Because it was so, you know, that money was so dear.
It was so dear back then.
And these are all more of Bridget's samplers.
Yes. You'll see several of them through the house. There's a whole wall of them over there. Those samplers I made for my mom and dad on both sides of the bed for their anniversary.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. I have another one in the other bedroom, too. I signed them for them. Because she did all the sewing, but she didn't care for cross-stitching.
Okay.
I don't know why she had patience with little teeny tiny things.
Goodness.
But she
But
said,
just not the cross stitch.
Not the cross stitch.
And these were ones that your mom had made well, right?
These are her from the old quilt she cut up. And then she made these snow dolls for me out of the wool.
They're so cute.
Yep,
and here are more of these beautiful little, maybe millinery. I'm probably not saying that right. I can see
where
it.
they would be on a hat. They decorated or something.
And here, another one of the little...
That's the little boy to
snow
the little
people.
girl.
Let it snow on his jacket.
That's from an old wool coat she cut up.
My goodness.
I wouldn't have cut the coat up. I thought it was neat.
She's
like, no.
Very clever.
Very clever. Very, very good seamstress for sure. They're made out of wax, hard wax, and they just look so real.
These are the Judy Condon pineapples. I love this staircase here going up to your 3rd floor.
That's the staircase in everybody's nightmare movie.
Oh.
No, walk up there and look at the door. It's in every scary movie.
Oh, goodness.
Clayton says, Tina, you and your scary movies.
Oh, okay. I can see
You know,
it.
it's like the 3rd floor.
I can see it.
I take you up there one of these days. It's a whole nother floor.
Oh, my goodness.
It's really neat. We emptied it out because we wanted everything here in the 2nd, 1st floor.
I can understand
Be
that.
careful on them stairs because I slid on them before.
Beautiful. The light fixtures are everywhere in this home. Now, what year was this house built?
1991. That's when it was built.
And how about the snowman up there with the corncob pipe?
Now, I think I bought that. Oh, I'm trying to think what she lived in Galleon. She made the best primitive snowmen. I know her first name was Sherry. I can't think of her last name, but people in Galleon would probably recognize her work.
Would know who that is.
Yes, absolutely. And I just set it on top of an old basket.
I love the holly garland. I don't see that very often. I always see the pine. I don't see the holly, but it's really charming.
I found that years ago. I've had that at this will be the 3rd house I've used it in.
Beautiful.
Maybe they just don't sell that anymore.
Maybe.
Most of the stuff they sell now breaks so easy.
Yes.
That's why I stopped buying that. So.
All right. And this is another guest room. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
This house is just stunning. And the little teddy bear in the center
was made out of my grandma's tablecloth that was at the farm for years.
And your mom made that.
And Mom made that. She sold several of those bears. That was her own pattern. They were, teddy bears went through a stage 2 to where they were really popular.
Absolutely.
And she made a little gingerbread girl that has a little ornament in a pocket. And she made, I wanted what do you call them? Crazy quilts? Is that what that's called? Well, she had already cut up several of them and sold them. So she made me that out of her corduroy. Some of that's corduroy and old velvet. I believe
Look at all that hand stitching.
She made my sister and I one, and these are her pineapples she always sold at shows. And they're weighted, so they would set on a shelf.
Yes.
You wouldn't have to worry about them falling off.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah,
Love the pattern on that sofa, too. That is such a popular...
I'm trying to think what that's called, and I'm drawing a blank.
I'll have to look. Popular. It is very popular. And it's one of those patterns, just like the flame stitch, that
it is.
That it just survives the test of time.
Like the Seraph used to sell this.
Yes.
Well, the sofa never come from the Seraph when I had it recovered.
Okay.
And they're still in Delaware, Ohio, as far as I know.
I know Meander Hill also. Absolutely.
Super nice ladies.
They absolutely sell.
They carry a line
Town
of
and
furniture.
Country.
I need to go there and look for some chairs.
Oh, they're Evan is wonderful to work with.
I really do.
I'll go ahead. I might link his shop video in the description, and I plan to go back there again too.
You should. It's a beautiful shop.
And these snowmen
are from David Hardin.
David Hardin snowmen.
He's a folk artist that come from Cincinnati, Ohio. No, I'm sorry, Chillicothe.
Okay.
And he was well known. He's passed away since. But those, I found the majority of this stuff was at Pine Tree Barn in Worcester, Ohio.
And that is a beautiful.
Around the 1990s, all this stuff was popular, and then it kind of went away for a while. Now it's popular again. And that happens with antiques too.
No question.
But and those trees are repos, but they look like the old trees.
The bottle brush trees.
Yeah, and I bought those at flea markets.
Okay.
A lot of these bottle brush, but I do have some old ones that I bought it. I spent hours at flea markets. I drove my friends nuts.
Oh, fun.
They'll go, what's this month? Christmas? I said, yes, it's Christmas.
And here, the little snowmen, or snow women, these are the sisters, right? Snow sisters?
That's what I called them, the sisters. I got one of those for my sister one year for her birthday. Her birthday's November, so she always liked me getting her the Christmas things. And I did this year. This year I got an antique pineapple pitcher and put it full of holly for her.
Oh, neat.
And it's beautiful. I said, don't sell. No, she said, I don't sell stuff, Tina. And so this was from my grandpa's farm. We found this when we were cleaning out the upstairs room. He still works. His name's Willie something.
Oh.
But, you know, Nathan, when he was at home, he kept on cranking it up. And I said, no, we probably don't want to do that. You
got to put it away somewhere special.
Put it away.
Yep.
But it was fun for him to do that.
Cute.
So, yeah.
And these strawberries, these are from Karen Martinson.
Mm-hmm. She does beautiful handwork.
And she still does today.
She still makes those.
She does penny rugs.
Penny rugs. Oh, I'm trying to think now. I bought some other things off of her too. Does she? Oh, the Easter eggs. She does them to where they look like blue crockery.
Oh, okay.
Beautiful pieces.
Okay.
And I bought them. She's just a wonderful, talented artist.
She absolutely is.
I would love to meet her because she just looks like and acts like she's the sweetest thing. To be able to have patience to make all this stuff.
She truly does.
For all of us collectors, that is.
And here's another pair of those little spice boxes here on the wall.
You know, I just don't know what it is about them. Clayton, you know, he made me the big apothecary downstairs. But my father-in-law would make these, and there's one down there on the mantle that he made. He loved making things with little drawers. But then we burn him out, like we did Clayton on furniture.
Yes.
After a while, they're like, no
more.
We're done. So, yeah. But they were lucky to get the pieces because they stayed in the family.
Absolutely.
But I just started buying some of these recently because I'm just going to say I'm cheap. And when I used to go to auctions, when I went to auctions, now, Gabriella, they were like $300, $400, $500. Now you can get them on eBay for under, if you do an auction, I bid them.
Yes.
You get them for like around $60, $70. Some of them was just $50.
Sure.
And they're vintage.
They are
They're vintage. They're not really antiques, but they're vintage.
Yep. And they give such a wonderful
look.
look.
They give a warmth. Don't you think to the walls to so many pictures?
Absolutely.
But that's just me. A lot of people, there's a lot of people that's got some really cool stuff on their walls. And I'm like, I just admire people that can do that. Because I would be like, where do I put this? Where do I put that? Because I have to balance.
And that's one of the things I really notice about some of the things that you have downstairs is how you have them balanced.
That's how I work.
Yeah.
And is that symmetry? Is that what
I
that's
think
called?
so.
But whatever it is, I have to balance out things.
Yep.
And that's how my wacko brain.
Well, and I think that's why people love the inside of your house so much is because it does have that symmetry and that balance. And there are things to kind of strive
where I got
for.
that from? I got that from my mother.
Was it your mom?
My mom. If you went to her house, it'd be like everything in her house was balanced perfectly.
Aww.
And I got the talent of decorating from her. Her favorite colors were red, can you tell? Red and blue. She liked hunter green too. The dark greens, all shades.
But you don't sew, right?
No, I don't know why. My sister and I never, back then we had, what's that shop? Home ec.
Okay.
And there was sewing, but my friend sewed it for me.
Okay.
I had no interest in it.
Yep.
And she said, you girls should have picked that up off of me and you could have made your own things, but we just didn't have interest in it.
Sure.
Now, I did do the cross stitch, which my mom said I could never do that,
right.
Tina.
See, you have a different talent.
And she said she was so happy. That's another one I made her for her anniversary over there on the wall.
Okay.
This is stuff that I could give her that she didn't have.
Right, and because she didn't.
Yeah, it was
because she didn't do that. Right.
And I did that little sampler years ago.
And that's a really sweet one too. Another Christmas one.
And that's more of the David
I
Harvey's.
like the little book.
I love the little antique Christmas books. I have several of them, but you know what? I don't know where they are.
Now Christmas came to the Mulvaneys. Goodness.
Sometimes.
It sounds like a Hallmark movie.
Sometimes I can find things and then I put them away thinking I'm going to know
Where it is. I do this.
Don't find them.
Tina, I do the exact same thing. And then when I find it, it's a totally different season.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I just did that recently. There was a bunch of Easter stuff last year. I didn't do Easter last year. Sometimes you get burnout on certain, and then it comes back around.
Yes.
So we'll do Easter this year. It'll be Rabbit Central.
Nice. So yeah, that's Ann Clay's channel on YouTube, Bellwood. So you get that ambiance in the background. What a neat thing.
She has several different videos. They're all gorgeous. It's
That's
like
neat.
telling a story.
And it just goes on and on
It
for
goes
like
on and on
24 hours a day.
Yes.
Wow.
And they are gorgeous, and it makes you feel like you're there.
Yeah.
Like that reminds me of a tavern.
Sure.
You're sitting there in front of a fireplace.
Yeah. And if you don't have a fireplace in your own home, you can
got one on
you have it
TV?
right there. Yeah. How neat.
It's really gorgeous.
And then Tina and Clayton were telling me these tins here were actually given out as part of tobacco.
At Christmas time, they had tobacco in them. And they're called, this one is from Chin Industries Incorporated from Burlington, New Jersey,
Okay.
1981. So that's probably the era all of them were made in.
Sure.
And I was just on the internet looking for like a roly-poly kind of cute little chubby Santa.
Right.
And these come up, and I thought those would be perfect for the man cave.
Right. And they give you a little pop of color
You get
too
a little
for
pop of color with them. I'm not real crazy about these antlers, but hey, it's his man cave. Whatever.
Love
it is
this.
what it is.
Beautiful. Love this collection all in
And
here.
those boxes, I've collected those over the years with the treenware, and you know, it's to me when you go into like a man cave, that we call it, it can't be real feminine. Yeah. I like it to kind of be like the pewter with the, you know, like the mugs and all that stuff. Steins, that's what they're called.
Yes.
And I think those are German steins.
Okay.
I've never seen them anywhere. I found them on Etsy years ago.
Okay.
And they have a crest on it, and there's a name that goes to a family on that crest. So that's kind of interesting too.
Yes, it is. I wonder who that belongs to.
I don't know, but I do have some weird things.
And then here these neat, you've got the
those
paintings up above.
Those are, I was really in, and I couldn't even tell you. This woman over here, I think her name was Diana, that made those. And she was a galleon artist. That's Warren Kimball. That one. And that one I have no idea. I just thought it was such a beautiful scene.
It's just lovely.
And we weren't going to put them up because they're holiday. But you know what? I've noticed people leave seasonal stuff up now anyway.
Oh my gosh. Absolutely.
I don't think it's any big deal anymore.
Nope.
So,
love all the little wooden boxes here. They almost look like the treenware. And there's another one of your samplers.
That's my samplers. And these were from the Civil War. These little pipe heads. That's what those clay pipes.
Yep.
And I bought them from a lady that has a site online, Shelly Broman, and she has online auctions.
Okay.
But now she just sells the first one to comment. She switched it up. You get the.
Is that on Facebook that she does that?
That's on Facebook, yes.
This pipe is just
Isn't
amazing.
that
He looks
cute?
very German to me.
Doesn't he, though? He's got a lot of carved detail to him.
He does. Lots of character in that little face.
I had a lot of these, and they're packed away, the old tins. And I had them all over up here. But then what I started doing is I started adding pewter in.
Okay.
And different things. Like some of the tobacco things were up here. So I switched over to the pewter. And kind of, I don't know. It all looked good.
It looks wonderful.
But, yeah, that's a collection of old
treenware plates and the mallets. And are these snowmen also from your mom?
This snowman, these two snowmen, and the Santa's from Mom. And once again, it's from auction finds. She would find old wool coats and old velvet, and she would cut them up. And I mean, the hours that she put into they're detailed.
They absolutely
They're just
are.
gorgeous. Can you imagine?
And then the buttons that your dad probably would have cut off things.
And he was so patient with her. Gosh, he was
And
such
this
a patient
year,
man.
the whole a bowl of all the little locks.
That was a Tina thing at one time with the keys and old locks.
What
and
a
then
neat
all
thing
these
to
old,
hunt for.
these are shoe leather.
Okay.
This isn't, but these are shoe leather things that you did shoe stuff with. At least that's what it said on the Facebook page.
Sure.
But it's just something neat, and I love old locks. Do I wish I had the keys to them? That's probably pretty rare. This one actually has a key, and is that a railroad one? It has an eagle on it. That's why I collected.
Goodness.
It had an eagle on it. And then this had come with 2 keys. Just something weird that I do. I get into these weird collections.
That's your...
They're like, why? And I'm like, I don't know. It looked cool at the time, so...
So did you go to the auctions with your mom?
I would, you know what, we used to go to them together, but then when Dad retired, it gave them an activity. Because you can imagine retiring and they were busy.
Sure.
They would go, and I tell you, that woman would stand all day to get a firkin, to get fabric, and you know, they told her, the auctioneer knew her, and he said, you probably need to come to this auction.
Oh, okay.
It's got a lot of the old cutter's quilt. That's what they called them. But
you know, we used to say it was such a cheap date.
It was.
You know, you get a hot dog and a pop from the stand.
You know something? I would stand all day with my friend Mary Ann Krim, and we would split box lots up of old crock bowls and all. And that's where I got all the wooden spoons. You would get 20 wooden spoons for $5.
And it's not like that anymore.
Now you pay $25 for one.
Yes, for one.
I remember those good old days.
And yet people say that the primitives, the market for it is dying. And that's not the case.
Not, especially with the old wooden and the old tree.
Right.
None of that goes away.
No,
it's very popular.
It absolutely is.
And then when I was a little girl, in there in that little hutch that Clayton made me, I had a bunch of little tinware.
Is that right here at the end?
The little tinware. But let me tell you what my sister did to it. I had really nice sets. And then when I left the house, her and her cousin, Roger, I don't know what happened to it. It looked like it'd been through a war.
Oh, no.
And half the pieces were missing. So I just bought some of the pieces.
Isn't it funny how you remember those things?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
but see, I was a little girl that had to have the baby dolls and all the little stuff. My sister, we're not sure where she came from.
I'm not gonna say a word. My mom's gonna watch this video. I'm not saying a word, Mom.
Well, the thing about it is that we are so opposite. But her house, you would love her house. It's gorgeous.
Aww.
It's an old farmhouse.
Tell me about this little bunny in here is so sweet.
Oh, you know something? I think those are Boyd's bears.
Oh, really?
Bunnies?
He is so cute.
I think they are. What's it say
This
on
little
there?
guy. Oh gosh, the tag is right there.
Cottage collectibles. I told you wrong. That's what those are. They're cottage collectibles.
I love how worn both of them. I love how worn they look.
Stitching those?
No, absolutely
they're such
not.
detail.
And they're so tiny.
This was our nightlight as a child.
Oh, cute.
The old woman in the shoe.
In the shoe.
Of course, I snagged that because my brother and sister don't know what's there. So whatever. No, Mom said you would appreciate the history of everything.
Yes, exactly.
Those are just like old toys, and people's made me some of that stuff over the years.
I love the little boards with the counting on the top.
I can never think of the name of them.
An abacus.
Abacus, yes. Yeah, I went through a stage with those too.
And the little Raggedy Anns.
Now, somebody at a craft show at the flea market, when you used to go to the fairgrounds in Mansfield, she made just those bears, and she made them out of old feed sacks, and they were gorgeous. I gave one to my sister, and I'm thinking it was more green. But yeah, back then, you know, they had a lot of different dealers, and you could buy like concrete pineapples for outside. And her name was Sherry Davis. You might have ran across her. She was from Delaware, Ohio.
Okay.
Maybe Sunbury. But you go to her house, and she would have an outside where she's cooking a big pot of beans, and it was like an open house in her house, and she did all outdoor stuff.
Wow.
The really neat old birdhouses.
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, it was.
What an absolutely beautiful children's little guest room for your grandchildren, right?
I do not have the heart to tear it out yet.
No,
They
absolutely
thoroughly
not.
enjoyed it. They thoroughly enjoyed. They
How
love staying with us.
Charming,
They're
charming.
teenagers now with cars and that, Mom, you know.
And I think if I remember right, Clayton had told me it's a headboard and a footboard
Yes, and he made
from one bed, and he made two
separated them.
separate beds out
I
of it.
think it's tiger maple.
It looks
Gabriella.
like it to me.
I think it is. I'm not going to say maybe it's just maple. I don't know.
No, I would say that that is
that's
tiger
called
maple.
A rolling pin design on top.
Yes.
But yeah, you know, we'll make it back to that bed when we split them down. We'll make it the complete bed again.
It is charming the way it is, and I love the coverlet on the bed, the other one on the footboard, and then you have that beautiful lace.
You know that.
Okay. I love the silhouettes. I've been really looking for those a lot for the shop.
You know those are hard to find.
They are getting harder and harder.
They used to be so common and so inexpensive.
Yes.
Then they featured them in a magazine.
That's all it took.
End of that,
yep.
for sure.
Again, more of those little spice cupboards here. And tell me about these. These are from Home Goods, right? This print of the sampler?
This and the ones in the kids' bedroom come from Home Goods.
Okay.
I thought for the investment, they were a good investment because they look so real.
Yes, they absolutely really do look real.
And I needed that bigger picture for this space to kind of balance it out.
Yes.
To see how it goes up, and it's just like a cathedral thing.
This is such a lovely room.
I would never made a bathroom this fancy, but hey.
And then those clay houses, the pottery houses.
Pottery houses
Eldrith?
are by Eldrith Pottery.
Okay.
You know, I don't even know if they're in business anymore. Remember BBP?
Yes.
There was several at the time, Rowe, that did all these really neat pieces.
Yep.
But I can't even say if they were in business anymore.
I'm not sure myself. I could not tell you.
Those are actually, most of those are banks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what they were. They're banks.
Lovely
My friend Mary Ann got me onto those early on because her last name was House. Isn't that neat?
Cute.
That was her family's name was House, and she collected small houses. But she says, Tina, you can never go wrong collecting a house.
Right.
Especially when it looks colonial.
Exactly.
But yeah, she was one of I call her a mentor because she let me know about what everything was, and it's just like you. I could ask you something, you say, oh yeah, that's where that came from and that's where that originated. And I would be like, great, now I have that knowledge.
That's it. That is so much fun. And I think I learn so much every time I go to an estate sale or especially the shows when they label.
Estate sales were the best.
Yep, for sure. And these here, those are for making the grain painting on things.
I never knew.
Yep. When I grain painted the floor in my shop in Seville, I had a similar kind of a rolling pin that has the grain painting in that.
That would even be better.
They're artisans.
Yes, that would be better.
They use those to put the grain painting on the cabinets and
all that
kind of stuff. This is such a neat little nook here. It really is.
Do you know that there was a chandelier up in there and we removed it? Oh, it's in the basement.
Oh, goodness. I'm going to peek out the window here. And that's your pond in the back, right?
That's the pond that the cats slide on.
Oh, cute.
No, not cute. Scary.
Beautiful. Yeah, you don't want them to go in. That's for sure.
That is my mother-in-law's little cupboard that Clayton made her, and I put my little small pewter collection in it.
It is just
beautiful. And those are my mom's angels that was at her house. Now, one's a Rowe, one's an Eldrith, and one's a BBP.
Okay.
The Rowe, you'll know which one the Rowe is. It's more of a really shiny salt glaze.
Okay.
And it's more refined, more detailed.
The Rowe.
And I have Santas like that I gave her a whole hutch of them and they're packed away.
Oh.
You would love them because they're the blue and white.
Sure.
And she loved blue and white.
This just... I don't even have words, Tina. This is just gorgeous.
Well, you know what it is, Gabrielle? This is lifetime collections.
Yes, but didn't you buy the whole thing at one time here, Tina, in real life?
Here and there. Now, when I went, now I'm going to tell you, these were not popular at the time. I think people thought they were too cutesy. Now, I think to me, they look like an old-fashioned vintage snowman.
Definitely.
When you watch Frosty the Snowman and all those, they all have a big belly, and they just, to me, they're just cute.
And they're not so bright like some things are.
They're muted colors.
And these are Cody Foster. Is that right?
Foster, he's a folk artist. Now, you can still find his things on eBay, but they're very expensive. They held their value.
Hold their value. That's nice to know.
And these were all handmade.
And now you got these at the Pine Tree Barn down in Worcester,
Ohio.
So, okay, did you buy one every year, or how did these all come to be
I started out with buying the 4 big ones.
Okay.
The 4 biggest ones. And then the next year, they still had them, and they started making them in the medium size. And they didn't make the big size anymore. Maybe the big size didn't sell. Sometimes that happens. But then the final year, I found the small Christmas ornaments. I had them all on a tree with David Hardin's at one time. They looked really good together. But those are Christmas ornaments.
They are.
They called them minis. I mean, they're not really minis, but they kind of are. You can set them on a shelf and they won't fall over.
They are so cute. And I love the little accessories. Like
now,
this one has the little hat.
Accessories. See these things like this? I added those.
How about like the little...
I added that
Oh my gosh, that's so clever.
Yeah, you know what? I picked that up from one of those women's houses. They asked her, where did you find that little thing? Oh, I added that. I had that. And I thought, I'm going to do that. I had some little lanterns, like little tinware that's up there in my one little hutch that I added the year before. But I just decided just to stick with something more plain this year. And then the sleigh underneath it, Clayton made. You can't see the sleigh, but it's a neat sleigh. It's like an old-fashioned sleigh.
And then the reindeer, we looked at the label on the bottom of those, and those are from Deborah Graham. But they are just as sweet as they can be.
She was a folk artist, correct?
Yep, she was.
Beautiful pieces. I would love to find more of those, and I've looked online, and I have not been able to find anything like that.
The Deborah Graham.
Very.
Well, now we're not ever going to be able to find them, because by the time I put the video up, everybody's going to be wanting these. So maybe I need to buy on eBay before I put the video up.
I was going to tell you those Joe Spencer Halloween things, I'm selling those. So whenever you're ready for those, you come and go through them. Because I will never put those out again. It's just a lot.
Oh, gosh.
When you get older, it becomes a lot.
I understand. I've heard that before. This looks like
Christmas gone wild, but I'll be honest, I'm going to keep the collections together and pack them away.
Oh.
Because that way they're not scattered everywhere.
And the neat thing, Tina was telling me that next year, Christmas, she alternates between the Santas and the snowmen.
All the naturals.
And next year,
pine cones, greenery, oranges, apples, orange slices. I did a whole tree last year in orange slices in the big oranges. What do you call those ones with the slits in the side? And the ones that you sell.
The pomanders with the cloves in them.
The ones you have with the cloves.
Yeah, those are the pomanders.
They were gorgeous last year. I'll have to
so that's so exciting.
Send you pictures of what it looks
we'll
like.
Be able to do another tour again next year. Yeah, and we'll come back again for Easter and all the bunnies.
All the bunnies, and then we'll do turkeys.
There you
we
go.
We didn't get to do the turkeys this year. And I know a lot of people don't care for Thanksgiving, but that was always one of my favorite things. And you know why? Because Martha Stewart featured it on her program.
Okay.
And she had all these turkeys, antique, up and down a great big harvest table. And I thought, I want to achieve that.
That is really...
It's fun.
That is fun.
And flea markets. Those all come from flea markets.
Oh, gosh. And when you would go to the auctions with your girlfriend...
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about how I don't think we got that on camera.
Okay.
So you would get the box lots?
We would separate the box lots. Like, say they had a bunch of wooden spoons in a box. And they say, for your choice.
Okay.
So you could either take them all for one price, or you could pick out the ones you wanted. We just split them. So if there was some really neat old ones, like I have in there, we would split them so we all had... neat ones. Some were old, some were not so old.
Sure, but split.
But you know what? It helped us because, we had the little kids and we'd take them to auctions and they sit there so patiently with them and Then we take them to McDonald's afterwards. It was a bribe.
Oh, cute.
But you know something though? Her children, now I think Jessie likes the antiques. I'm not sure about Jenny. But yeah. But her mother was an antique dealer, so she helped me a lot, Mary Ann.
And these breadboards back there. And this pie safe, did you tell me that Clayton had built this as well?
And if you look at this side, it's got a blue. It's called Ohio blue.
That color is
a
wonderful.
Beautiful blue-green. It's more blue, but in this room it looks a little green because it's so dark.
It's a really good reproduction color. It looks like the old colors.
Now these are David Hardin's carved pineapples. Those are hard to find too. They featured them in a magazine, and you know what happens after it's featured in a magazine?
Yep.
Remember when you could go to auctions and buy Firkins for nothing?
I don't think I ever was at that point.
You're too much younger. Too much younger.
Well, I think I started later.
Well, my mom started saying, you know, Tina, this would look really good in your house. Because it was more considered a country look, the Firkins. But I see they put them in all kinds of homes now. Don't make any difference. Primitive otherwise.
What a cute idea to have the little bowl with all the little clay marbles. And I have a jar of clay marbles. That's a great idea.
Bells in them.
The bell in there.
Mom took these apart off of the little scraps she had.
When the leather goes bad.
When the leather goes bad.
Yep. And then look at this, how symmetrical. We were talking about that also.
I know, it's kind of creepy.
You've got it on. It's really sweet.
That's the way the brain works.
Oh, and Clayton built the cupboard on top.
Now I'm going to do something for you special. I'm going to put all my mashers back on there next time.
Okay.
We're going to do all wooden bowls and mashers.
Oh my goodness.
He made that for my masher collection.
Oh.
And it is so neat.
And these Santas over here, the bell snickles.
Those are just from over the years. Like, I would wait until they mark them down at the end of Christmas. Because if not, I think they're too pricey.
Sure.
But the one bad thing I caught myself doing is when I would store them away, I would forget that I bought something and rebuy it. So now I keep them all together to where I realize I already have that color.
Because look at, these are symmetrical as well. Your Santas are on both sides.
Creepy. Now, my father-in-law made me that apothecary up there for Christmas one year. And Clayton put the back on. There was a big heart, and he added the whale's tail.
I like the whale's tail.
I do too. Mm-hmm. I do too. Now, the hearts are still very popular.
Yep.
But I said that kind of makes it more colonial.
I think so too. Instead of the country, I think the hearts.
Country.
Yeah, I think the hearts are more country.
Yeah. And then there's that. My mother-in-law, she loved pink, so I got her that pink beast there for Christmas. Oh. And I thought only Dorothy would want a pink. She says, "Do they come in pink?" I said, "I'll tell you what, I'll look for one." So yeah,
that's so neat.
Yeah,
but look at even the buckets.
Yeah, you know, I bought
are symmetrical
from a woman named, her name I think it's S. Anthony. I don't know if that's that's an eBay name. But she sold these in stacks, and she's from Iowa, and she painted them with a chalk, like a fill, and they're like a chalkware.
Sure.
They're
like that milk paint.
Yeah, milk paint.
Yep.
And I love the way that she stained them. And you know what? She sold them in sets like this.
Wow. They look great.
She told me she can't find them anymore.
I bet.
See all those under there? They're all by her.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
And they were very inexpensive because they're not antiques.
They are not the old, but they have a great look.
But they have the look.
Yes.
Now, everybody has a different thing about if there's staples, if there's nails, if there's whatever. Now, I've heard that, even the older ones sometimes had the staples. It didn't necessarily have to be the nails. Have you heard that, or is that not true?
I don't know. I can't say that I've heard it. I'll have to look a little closer.
And ask them what that really was in an original thing. Was it all done with the little hand tacks, or was it done with staples?
And maybe some of our viewers can kind of chime in and tell us as well.
But
I love the little bench under here.
Oh, that's an old milk bench.
Yep. That's a cutie. And
see how it's wobbly?
Is that a foot warmer on top of it?
But that's I never could find a good one that I liked. I wanted one with a heart on it.
Okay.
So maybe you can look for that for
I
me,
will keep looking.
along with my other list.
There were things that Tina saw when I was at the auction when it was 12 degrees outside.
12 degrees.
And I think she was yelling at the screen saying,
You
get
need to-
that, get that.
I'm going to call you live stream.
You should do that.
I'll tell you what, if I knew you were going, I'm like, I cannot believe she's out there in 12 degrees weather.
It was
Hey,
memorable.
I did that in my time too. Even in rain, I would stand in a raincoat with mud. And sometimes I'd come out there without nothing. And I was okay with that.
Yep. Just seeing it and
Just
experiencing
seeing
it and being
and
around it.
And they told the history of stuff too, or they told a personal story about the family and what things meant to them, which means a lot to me.
Yes.
To have that history.
For sure.
And you're like that too.
Yes.
You like to know the history behind
exactly.
things.
There's more, it's more, and the fact that these things, a lot of them were saved by someone.
Now, the pantry box collection also come from the woman in Iowa.
Okay.
She cannot find those anymore. She sold them 3 to stack. So I try to get the different colors and mix and match.
Sure.
Now, if the old ones usually don't come with that, they're usually just plain, and those are really antiques.
Okay.
What do you would say? Maybe those are made in the 50s or something.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know the history of that. I need to Google
But
it.
they sure look wonderful in this cupboard, and this is another one that Clayton made.
And he made it custom built because. You know how the house is so chopped up, Gabriella? We had to make custom furniture for just like the dry sink.
Okay.
To fit certain areas because it just and this cabinet in here he made, the red one in there. He had to make it skinny to the wall and just so long. That was called the Pottery.
Okay.
And at one time it was a Pottery.
Yeah.
I had all crocks and everything.
Oh my goodness. I love all of your little
Treewares.
the treenware, and then also all of the little
timers.
With,
I'm obsessed with those. I don't know why. They're just cute.
And then these I mentioned in the other. Is that for putting the stopper in the bottles?
You were supposed to ask me, and I don't even know what they are.
I wonder if those are for putting
tell somebody
maybe
if they know
our
what
viewers
they are,
will
give
know.
us a shout because these. What are these?
Gosh,
it looks like it goes over a.
Yeah.
I just bought them because they were neat.
They are neat. The treenware.
They're
awesome.
Now. You know something, and I don't even believe the people I bought them off. I just think they were sold in a lot of wooden stuff, maybe. That's me. Don't pay attention, should pay attention. I'm just like,
so
that
neat.
looks pretty.
I love it.
I'm going to buy that because it's going to look good there.
Yep, it definitely does. And these wonderful carved boards here on the end. I love it. And the little one, they refer to that as angel wings.
Is that what it is? Because I know that's a tombstone, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you've got the tombstone and the angel wings.
I also got that from Shelley's site. She was really good about the cutting boards.
Okay.
I've sold a bunch. I'm not even going to tell you I didn't.
Oh my goodness.
But you know what? You get first dibs at everything. Because you have the connections.
There you go.
See, I didn't have that. After we lost Anne, I didn't have that connection anymore. So. But yeah, it's been this has been a different adventure for me, this home, because I lived in a Cape Cod before, and I had it more of a country primitive maybe.
Okay.
This kind of become a little bit, I mixed the formal colonial in with the primitive, and I think it goes kind of good.
It absolutely does.
But you really have to look for this stuff, and that's what makes it fun.
Right.
It's just like when I started out with these, I had one. I don't know if these are beehive or not. I don't know. I just like the shape of them.
For sure.
Don't get a close up. There's probably dust on it. But anyway, the graduated ones, those were hard to achieve.
And I love how you went from low to high and then down again. I would not have thought of that.
Let me ask you something. Are these like, when I bought these, they were inexpensive. I have no idea what crocks go for now. They hold pretty steady and not real expensive?
No, they are. And it depends if I can't really see the bottoms of them. The ovoid jugs, the ones that...
These aren't ovoid.
Those are not ovoid.
None
so
of these are.
So if somebody is wanting to have this look, this is still much more, I don't know, but I don't want to say budget friendly, but it's more doable.
I think they're doable.
The ovoid jugs for a small one could be $250 to $300.
Yes.
So you just imagine, and again, we were saying earlier that sometimes the small ones are even more expensive than the larger ones because
they're very more rare, or they just broke sooner, or
sometimes things that are small, like making a small basket or making those tiny little
don't even get me
strawberries.
started on those little tiny baskets.
It's so much harder to do because they're so tiny. So I think that is why some of those would have been more.
When you go to the antique shops, what I've noticed is the little handmade baskets has the God's eye on it.
Yes.
They're like $250.
Yes.
And I understand why.
Yes.
Because those are so unique.
Very hard to make.
We have Amish up here that make those little ones. I probably should check with them.
Yes, for sure. Your mantle is just gorgeous.
Yeah, that, like I said, we glued these on. Because I thought he looked weird.
He needs a little something extra.
He's so big, he had just a feather stick on. I'm going to add some to him. But yeah, that's one of my first samplers I kept for myself. It took me 6 months.
Look at that.
Do you know how that was, having to stitch on that little tiny, I think it's 18 count.
Oh my word.
I could not even see to do that now.
So, and it was counted cross stitch, right? It wasn't printed on.
Reproduction sampler with the saying and everything on it.
See,
now that's Tina Parsons, so I am an antique officially.
That's you.
But it had the original person's name on that. So yeah, I did that because I thought maybe someday my grandkids would want something
how
like
sweet.
That.
I've done a couple things that were kind of cross stitch, and they're sort of balled up and in a bag because I would go from here to here, and then all of a sudden I was off count.
I had to tear out half that border.
Frustrating.
Do you want me to tell you why?
Why?
If you're just off one, you'll see it.
I
know it. They said
exactly.
I noticed it.
You're off.
So that was one of my ones that was like I didn't think I'd ever finish it. And I would do those we sold them in Columbus. We sold tons of reproduction samplers.
Really?
It was her name was Kendra Morgan House. It's called the Morgan
Oh,
House.
yes, I've been in there.
She bought those off us. We didn't have to frame them. They had people that just wanted them to put antique frames around them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they would take as many as you could. Back then, I could really stitch, but then my hands got messed up with arthritis and
it'll do that.
Wrist.
Sure.
I don't want that surgery.
Carpal tunnel. No, I know.
I did it for 8 years. We did that for 8 years, and we made door pillows where you made little tiny sampler door pillows.
Okay.
Anything, little ornaments for the trees. I saved a few of those for me. But yeah, we did a lot of the stitching.
And the chairs are all from
They're all from the Great Windsor Chair Company.
And that's in Pennsylvania,
Pennsylvania.
Right?
And it's a wonderful show place. You walk in and then they custom order the colors you want.
Nice.
I thought I wanted red. But then I thought, no, I think I'll just go with the red underneath them. It gives it a little pop of color.
Yep, I like the black over red.
And the guy that owns the place is so nice. And he will say, Clayton, it's going to take this long. It's going to take this long. We're like, we're good with that.
Yeah.
Because, it's no hurry.
Right. What do they say? It can be good, but then it won't be fast.
Yes.
It'll be fast, but then it won't be good, or it won't be cheap. You can have 2, but not 3.
Well, it won't be factory made.
Right.
So, yeah. I do believe, though, Ethan Allen had a good line at one time.
Okay.
My mom bought Ethan Allen furniture. That stuff is made so nice, and it's made out of some wonderful hardwoods. Like, she had walnut set of bedrooms. Suits that look like an antique.
So those would be things for people to watch for, maybe on Marketplace or something if they were looking
Ethan
for.
Allen, and there's another one. I can't think. It's Stone something.
Nichols and Stone.
Nichols and Stone was a real good company.
Yep. There was a chair at that auction that
Yes, it's worth buying and redoing.
I couldn't stay any longer.
Sure.
I was too cold. That was it. That's it.
That. You're going to need that for your house. I don't blame you, though. I don't think I could have. That just would have been no.
This is another cupboard that Clayton built, isn't it? Mm-hmm. This one.
Yep.
And did he build the corner one too?
Now the corner cupboard. This one from David T. Smith's book, Cabinetry book of early American furniture, that come painted. When Clayton went and looked at the places, and when he did vacations, he seen where they did have the painted furniture. I know a lot of people didn't think it was like that, but it was back then. They probably used the paint they had and the wood they had.
Sure, right.
They didn't have all walnut or all pine or whatever. So, yeah. And he made this a chimney cupboard, the corner cupboard. They're all from David T. Smith, his book. I give him all credit for that.
That's beautiful.
He's the one, he actually was the one that went into my friend Ann Workman's home and took some of the original, that was her cupboard, but it had glass doors on it.
Okay.
A big red hutch. And he had copied that from her. And then, you know, she replaced all her furniture with his furniture. And I understand why. His carpentry. Oh, his pottery, too.
The Turtle Creek pottery. Beautiful.
Pottery.
Yep.
He gets
the
wonderful.
look.
He's
Absolutely.
wonderful. He is. Him and his wife both.
We're going to go into this.
Okay.
Is this your TV room?
You know
sort
what
of
this was? You know why there's a mural there? This was a formal dining room.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Tina didn't want a formal dining room since we already had the big table in there.
Right.
But they entertained. The people that lived here had big parties. I get it. Everybody says, why is there a mural? Well, that's because they did that.
Yeah.
And like you said, was that Harold Reese's wife that painted these?
Yes.
That built the home?
Yes.
And people in the Cleveland area would know Harold Reese? Is that what, was it a Medina thing?
It was, yes. He was down in this area and built beautiful homes.
I'm sure her signature's in that grass over there somewhere, but she did 2 or 3 of the homes out here, painted the murals. And I think it's really neat. But, you know, my friend Sandra said, Tina, not everybody has a mural in their home. I said, well, I've seen them in other people's homes. Yeah,
it almost looked,
I bet it's in there somewhere.
It almost looked like it here. I would think so.
Mm-hmm. Who knows?
And that's a Bridget.
That's Bridget's
Merry Christmas.
She has those on her. These are her new Christmas. That may have, those are the new Christmas ones. That one up there might have been from last year. This is I love that one.
That's really sweet.
You know,
Let there be peace on earth.
Verses. I love all that.
I'm looking here to see if I can see the...
Is it down in the corner? Don't look at the dust.
No, I'm not seeing.
I would say you would think she would have signed it.
You would
somewhere.
think.
All I know is the people that had their homes built said she come in. Is this a signature here?
That's what I was thinking.
It looks almost like it's
It
dated.
does, but I don't think so.
Maybe that's a blackbird and we don't realize.
Yeah, just the sponge right there.
But yeah, they said that was her thing, and his thing was building a custom home.
Right, and you know, maybe it's even she's hidden it somewhere in there.
It could be anywhere in
right,
here.
Right.
I wish I would know more about it, but we bought this home from the 2 people that had already. Well, he didn't, but she had already passed, and she was the one with the detail.
Okay.
We have a book that great big binder of stuff on info on his house.
That is just a beautiful. It's such a peaceful mural. I love it.
It's not busy. Mm-mm. I think that's what's so nice about it. It's like you're out in the country.
Yes.
Now, my one cat hated that horse, so I had to cover that up with a pillow. No, she hissed at it. She didn't like that horse. I don't know what that was about.
I like the cupboard with all the little...
Now, those are all vintage and Hallmark. And that's what those are. Most of them are plastic.
Yeah, the little one in the middle there.
Some of them's chalkware. But this tree here, this is what we started out with when we got married. I couldn't afford all those expensive ornaments. And they were just cheap plastic things that you found at the flea market.
Like the solenoid.
Yeah, that's what they are. Yeah, and they really did come back into style.
Yes, they absolutely.
They're really cute.
They are very collectible now.
And I'm willing to sell it a whole collection because I pulled that out so you could take a film of it.
Oh,
if
my
anybody's
gosh.
interested, give me a call.
They are wonderful.
If you're interested, I'm good. Or you know somebody, because I want somebody to really have something that is a true collector that collects that year.
Sure.
What were those 1950s, 40s? I should look at the date on them. They're dated on the back.
Are they really?
Some of them are candy containers. They had candy in the back.
Aww.
I stuck trees down in there where the candy was.
right.
And the snowman had candy
and
in
his
the back.
little
I just stuck
pouch
the
on the
little
back.
trees in them. But yeah, I just, at the time, that was like affordable. And I had some really neat ornaments that were my grandma's. And I'm not going to say who had a garage sale and accidentally sold them.
Oops.
That would be Clayton. Do you know how long you had to hear about that?
Oh, goodness.
I said you didn't. Now, I have a few of her things on here. She had lammies and she had kitties that come off of her Christmas tree.
Love all the little bobbins up there and then the mashers up here.
Oh, yeah. Those mashers will not set up. That's why they go.
Okay. Because they
worked
don't
at the
have
bottom.
the flat bottoms.
Uh-huh. Yeah. That was my first thing I started doing when I come here was I thought, I'm just going to do all the old woodenware stuff because I had so much of it. And then I gradually added pewter. Now, probably a lot of people wouldn't like these old crocks up here, but they remind my grandma because she had some of those at the farmhouse.
And again,
they weren't my grandma's, but I bought them from sisters that were, they did and went through barns with spiders and all that. Oh. They'd set them out on my porch and they'd say, Tina, pick what you want, $5 please.
Oh gosh.
Now I don't think those probably are inexpensive still too.
And you do the same thing. You're going up and then down again.
It's like in my head. It's like no.
I love it.
If you want to mess with me, you just go up there and switch
them around.
I told Clayton, I said, don't do that to me.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, everybody notices that. I can't help it.
I like it. No, I think it's a very peaceful.
I think it's interesting when people can do like a bookcase with all old books, and then they can put something neat over here.
Yeah.
I'm not that person yet. Probably never will be.
And your cage bar is just
We decided
gorgeous.
to put that down for a different look.
Yep.
Boy, was it dusty.
Oh, I can imagine it probably just picks
You
it right up
from the cobwebs. You're like, woo!
I love those shelves, and then all those clay wine bottles up there, and all the pewter.
Those are, I don't know what those are. Are they water bottles? Somebody told me they were water bottles, but why would you make such a fan? I would think it'd be some kind of wine.
I've heard wine.
Maybe
I've heard vinegar as well. I don't.
Those ones are beer bottles. Now I do that. The one that's kind of gold and off white. Those were some kind of beer bottle.
And then those wonderful onion bottles.
Those are all reproductions.
And those are made that way because they would have been on a ship.
Yes,
and so they don't.
Bottom.
Yep. So they don't
slide.
Yep.
You see the one back there that Clayton put the Game of Thrones dragon on it?
Oh, I do see that.
Caught that the other day with his sense of humor.
Cute.
I thought, why is that dragon on there?
I like
He started laughing.
I like the key.
Yeah, and that key come with whatever the drink was. I'm going to say bourbon. I'm just going to say bourbon.
So when you say reproductions, like from the serif?
I guess they're called demijohns.
Okay.
I think that's the name of them. But yeah, you can actually, I got them from a place where people do reenactments.
Okay.
It was called the Sword and something. And I bought them off of them. They were a lot darker green because sometimes those ones up there, they are a dark green, but they almost look like dark black.
Almost a
like
black.
Like an onyx color.
Sure.
But they are a real nice dark. If you hold them up, you can see the bubbles in them.
Yep.
So they look
nice.
They look like they're old. But I can't imagine how much the real ones would cost.
Right. They're high.
They
close to $300 and more.
Green? I've seen amber ones at antique places.
It's hard to tell. You know, it really depends on looking at it through the light.
Bubbles.
Yes, for sure.
And the indentation, I think, is
more
up.
The pontil mark on the inside.
Yes. But that was another thing that I think when we went through the house the first time, she had more row pottery. I think they sold with their business. They sold row pottery.
Okay.
And tin, if you see all the tin, they wholesale the tin.
Okay.
Lighting fixtures. And they sold big braided rugs. That was their specialty. They would go set up.
And so how many years have you been in the house?
Gosh, I'm going to say 12.
Okay.
It doesn't seem like it, but yeah, 12 years.
Wow. Love this. I love all the yellowware bowls on top and then how you have them stacked.
Now see, the other house, it went with the other house too. The crocks.
Okay.
The crockery bowls. To me, I thought that the kitchen kind of looks like a country kitchen.
Yes.
You know, and I thought that would look good in there.
Yep.
But, you know, she had neat looking old tins.
Okay.
You know, she had some cool stuff up there too.
I really like your light fixtures here. They really are neat and all a little bit different.
You see,
so now we're going down this hallway. I love your built-ins here. Oh, my word.
These actually were inventory.
Oh, see, for the people that had...
This door shuts off.
Yes.
To the main house.
Yes.
Because their business was from here on in.
Okay.
So they actually ran a business out of this home. And they would lock this part off because they had employees. So they had their own personal bathroom. They had that. And then they had They call this the Buttery, and it was a Buttery, but they actually had office furniture and printers and stuff in there when
Okay.
they came through. But this is where all their inventory, and so nice for
Oh
us.
my gosh.
Because
Absolutely.
it was the perfect. You know, this house has just as much storage as my other house had, and I've been lucky because a lot of places they don't do a lot of storage anymore.
Right.
But I was lucky, and that's only because I had a business here.
Sure.
And like I said, you know, these kitchen cabinets and stuff, I was lucky to have them because I have lots of dishes. I got rid of a lot, but I have lots of dishes. That was a teen and mom thing. We went through the Fiesta-ware stage. And
these little, are these firkins here? These little buckets?
those are reproductions of them.
They're
made out of tree-ware.
They're so
and
cute,
they sold those through a company at one time, too. I often wondered if those weren't from David Hardin's collection, too, because he had tree-ware, too.
That could
I'm
be.
sure those pineapples were tree-ware. They're not carved wood. This is the first piece of furniture we ever bought.
Oh.
At the Mansfield Flea Market.
Oh, my gosh.
Boy, was it a hot mess.
Oh.
It had to have the top put back on it and see where it's warping already. Clayton will have to glue that back
it
down.
again.
But that was the first piece we bought.
Wow.
And you know, you go back and you think, oh man, that was so inexpensive back then.
Can you imagine if you could go back again and buy now?
Well, if you had the money back then.
Sure, right.
But there's that nightmare. Somebody asked me why they can't find old spoons because they're all at
They're all
Tina's
here.
house. They are. But that's when it was cheap.
Yeah.
This is when auctions were actually, people wasn't interested in those. They're like, we cook enough, we don't need those.
That's right.
We're
You
not
know that you can tell if the cook of the house was a lefty or a righty from these.
You told me that.
Yep. See, this one
way
is
they're
worn
worn?
on this side, so that was a right-handed person because they would have used the spoon in their right hand,
I bet you there's some
and they would have
lefties in there,
stirred
too.
this way. But if they were a lefty, see, they would have stirred this way. But it's worn on that side. So,
See, that's info I didn't know. I bet you there's a little bit of everything
there
in there.
might well be, but something to watch for. And I'll let you put that back in there because I'm going to have
don't worry about it.
an avalanche, I think,
You know,
if I try.
I think you did a video where it had that Ohio picture in there. And I'm going to tell you who the artist that is Judy Carnes, and she's from Gallion, Ohio.
Okay.
And she did those pictures.
Beautiful.
And I have a log cabin picture of hers, too. The log cabin sets in Heisey Park in Gallion, Ohio. They brought that log cabin off of, I don't know, someone's property and put it up there. But she made a lot of stuff that had Ohio. Her husband carved beautiful Santas.
Gosh.
Clayton actually worked for them when they were in a dry cleaning business. That was his first job.
Oh, cute.
He said they were the nicest people.
Aww.
But
Now-
Judy and then Bob were big collectors.
Are these those Cody Foster snowmen here
yes,
as well?
Those are Cody Foster. They got a little, some of his has a little sparkle to them. And I don't know why. They just probably wanted to change them up one year. I think I only have a couple with the sparkles on them. People didn't think they were his, but actually there's a tag that comes with them, and some of his are signed on the bottom.
Okay.
David has his name on all of his pieces.
David Hardin.
Mm-hmm. So you know you're getting that. But yes,
And then you've got the little
gourd
spinner
tree.
gourds.
I have a bunch of spinner gourds. I did 2 trees on the fireplace one year. I just think they're the cutest things.
Of course it had to be too.
Oh, it had to be 2. I think Santas were set. No, snowmen were actually by him that year. Absolutely. Now,
Beautiful.
My little mother-in-law loved the sparkles.
Oh, they're sweet. The bell snickles.
She goes, I love the sparkles. I said, I know. That's why we got you sparkles.
That's it.
Yeah. She really loved me coming and decorating her home. I told Clayton I had her tree all planned out this year. The colors we were going to do in
Aww. The swan here, is this one a carved? Is this a current artist?
That's a reproduction.
Okay.
But you know, I don't know if it's carved or just put together. It's got a split in it, but that could just be where the wood started to warp.
Absolutely.
Because some of these ones
It
that were
would have
actually
happened.
carved, they have, like this one right here was carved. The artist, that one's got splits in it.
And this, again, these are more the Cody Fosters.
Those are the Cody Foster,
And I
just
love the
mixed
little
them in with the
mittens.
Santas. I gotten over the years.
They're so
Some of the
cute.
Santas are actually tree ornaments.
Okay.
But I just set them up with
Yeah,
the
they work
snowmen.
perfect.
I just think it gives it a nice color.
Yeah. And this, I think, is a little candy container, isn't it?
I don't know what they are. I
Maybe?
just thought they were cute.
I think so.
Are those like a
They would have
vintage
had those.
thing?
Yeah, they would have had those little seed pearly like.
Well, my
candies in
my
them.
father-in-law had a bunch of those things, and I don't know what happened to them. But he had those, and they would have been really. Those are probably repos. Those probably would have been the originals because they were black. They weren't red.
Okay.
So yeah, and you can tell I'm into the inkwells. I mean,
know,
I don't know what that's about.
How did you, when you would buy them? They're all different.
They're all different. That's
How
what
would
I
you?
liked about
You
them.
just knew.
I like the beehive shaped ones. I started out with those first, and I thought, well, there's so many different sizes and color to them. I thought that would just be something really cute to put up across there. Clayton custom made that piece of furniture for that area too.
Oh my gosh.
A full dry sink would never fit in there
Okay.
because of the shelves, and we could have took the shelves down because that was
No.
merchandising
Yeah,
shelves.
but these
But
are
we didn't.
wonderful.
But think how much more bigger this room would be.
Yeah.
You could have put a great big sofa in here, 128-foot TV.
Just what everybody
no,
needs.
seriously, if you think about it, if anybody comes through when we go and they buy the house, they could take all of this down and have a nice TV room. It would really, and this is the kids' TV room.
This is just a beautiful room. And there's the doorway right here. That's the doorway that
That's
I
the
came in
doorway.
right
Yeah,
there.
That's a side door.
Yeah.
And sometimes we get stuff delivered to the side door, the front door that's been
You
rained on.
gotta watch.
Hey,
Yep.
hey.
Love the willow upholstery here.
You know, for some reason, I don't know, I would not recommend black furniture because it shows dust. And we have to run a sweeper on them every now and then. I put these covers across the back because the cats were getting up on them and scratching the
Sure.
back. And you know, they say, well, yeah, it comes with the cats.
Yes.
And it does.
Yes. And you have black cats, so the black furniture,
You know,
I think, is clever.
We have black sheets down for them, and when we come in here, you can't really see them when they're sleeping.
Yeah.
Because I can't find them.
That's right.
I said, did you look in there in the front room? But yeah, the kids would sit in here and play with all their toys, and then that harvest table was like their play table. They did their drawings and all that stuff on
Love
there.
this.
And then Clayton made this cabinet, and it's got the TV inside.
Okay.
We're not going to open it up because it's all dusty.
Nope, you're
No, that's
fine.
a nightmare.
No worries.
But no, seriously
Again,
though,
more of those beautiful bell snickles up there.
if anybody would really want something inexpensive to start with, like if you start collecting out, you know, I would love to have all of those Santas that are candy containers that are so old and chalkware, but it was not affordable.
Yeah.
So, and these are affordable.
Yeah.
You gotta buy
Yeah.
them when they're on sale.
On sale. Yeah.
Now,
That's a great
Hobby
idea.
Hobby Lobby carried the red ones last year, and I had bought 4 of those for my mother-in-law, and they were like $20 a piece, half price.
My gosh.
So you know that makes it affordable.
Yes, for
But
sure.
just like those up there, you know, when you order this stuff, it doesn't show that they're all sparkly. So I ordered these ones, and I thought they were paper mache, but they were covered in sparkles.
Yeah.
So that's why they're sitting behind the pine trees. I mean, sometimes you gotta really pay attention.
I love this display.
Hobby Lobby.
That's all Hobby Lobby. And they're individual
all
picks.
spikes. Well, they call them a shrub. There might be 3 flowers on each one.
Okay.
On Amazon, they call them a shrub.
But like how many do you think are in there? 30?
Mm-mm.
Really? It's a
12.
Okay.
They're
These
that
are
big.
wonderful.
They're that big. Mhm.
I love how you're doing the holly
I just-
instead of the tradition. It's just something a little
It's
different.
something different. I've always liked holly, though. I mean, I remember going to, I don't know who, my mom and dad was big card players. And I remember going to somebody's house, and she had that holly garland. And she had an arrangement. I thought, that is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. And that stuck out with me.
Yeah.
Even as a kid.
Did you
You know,
remember?
Nathan says, when did you start thinking about this stuff? I said, well, actually, from Grandma's farmhouse. I liked the feeling of the old furniture.
Okay.
See, my parents built a brand new ranch home. And their stuff back then was more, what would you call that now?
Is it
What is it called? It's like...
Is it mid-century
It's
modern?
mid-century modern,
The
yeah, because the
50s?
furniture was blonde.
Okay.
They called it lawn
Yep.
furniture.
Yep.
And my mom and dad, see, my aunts and uncles all had 2-story homes and farmhouses, and I just admired that.
Yeah. It
My
was
mom
different
got a
than
little-
what.
Hey, my mom got a little mad at me one day. She goes, "You're just lucky you got a brand new home." I said, "Yeah, but I went upstairs room. I went upstairs room.
You want the
Yeah,
upstairs?
because when we went to grandma's, we slept up there.
Aw. I like the plaid coats on
You know,
these.
those were the country Santas that I had at the other house.
And
I
these-
made them work.
It's funny because right now there's a really big kind of a resurgence, and
Are
I
they
think
coming
they
back
call
with
it
plaid?
the Ralph Lauren look.
Oh, yes, Ralph Lauren.
And
Oh,
that's
yes.
a big thing now with decorating. And these just
I have one
fit
of his
right in.
handbags. It's a Watchman plaid.
okay.
I love Watchman
Yep.
plaid. And I wanted a sofa like that.
Oh goodness.
Any of the plaids. Remember when Waverly was a big deal?
Yes.
My other house was done with
Waverly.
the wallpapers and stuff.
Yep. Yeah, there's no wallpaper
And
in
there
this
was
house.
Laura Ashley, was that another one?
Yes.
With the roses?
Yes.
Yes.
All the real pretty flowery. Yep,
I
for
had
sure.
a bedroom done with that, with the big cabbage roses.
I don't know if I have pictures of my bedroom wallpaper. It was
Well, back then we just did borders too. You had
Yes.
big cabbage Oh, and what was that? Warren Kimball was a
Right.
big deal back then.
Exactly.
And I had his stuff, and I have his pictures upstairs in the closet with barns, round barns, and
Yes.
different. That was a big deal for the other house too. Was
For
Warren
sure.
Kimball. You know, I have his rabbits, I think, in some of his pictures.
okay.
I think I have his Noah's Ark in there too.
So the shutters, did Clayton build all those
Clayton
too?
made the shutters. That window would bleed all the sun in and fade
Oh,
everything.
fade the furniture.
This has a blind that comes down because this, I don't care if it fades the chairs. I just don't want it to make it over here. So
Sure.
that's why we had those, my sister-in-law, Teresa, made all of the, what would you call those? The nice white,
like
what
a
do you call it? Just a
valances,
valance,
yeah.
plain
And then what do they call
like
that bottom? Like a cafe curtain, I think is what they're called.
And I believe it's not Ozenberg.
Yeah.
What is it called? I don't know what it's
Yeah.
called. But anyway, she lined them.
They're all
lined from-
doubled. I see
They
that.
are, so they all look the same from the back. You know,
From
when I got-
outside.
my mom made my curtains for my Cape Cod. And I'm gonna tell you something. She's the one that said you want all your curtains to look the
To
same
match
from
on the outside. Yes.
And that stuck in my head all
Yes.
those years.
Yep. My mom always was the same way too.
Isn't
So
it funny what we pick up from our
For
mothers?
sure.
Because it's good things and it's good information.
Yes.
No, some of the things my mom would say to me, she goes like, "Well, why are you cleaning those lampshades like that? Just take a soft paintbrush and take them outside and
that's
take that.
smart.
Take it over your tin. Take it over your fabric.
okay.
You'd be surprised the dust that comes
That's
out of them.
smart.
Yeah, these are like household. I told
Yeah.
her she should make household hint books.
Right.
'Cause she
Right.
made- now those are David Hardin, someone called him Harding, like the president. But no, that the two with the one's got what, a goose in it. And
Yes.
Those are, they said they're hand carved, but they feel like resin to me.
Hmm.
Wouldn't a hand carved be a lighter wood? Lift them.
I would think
I
so.
think they're resin. You think they're?
I don't know. He's heavy.
I
I
got
suppose
those-
it depends
I got
on
those
what
from
wood.
Hallmark a long time ago.
Okay.
And it was a guy that carved those. In fact, I have some of his Santa heads too. If I knew the name, you probably know him. He's a really good wood carver.
What are these little apples?
They have
They
tea sets
open.
inside.
Tea sets.
They have miniature tea sets inside.
Oh my goodness.
Even they make into a table.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's amazing. They were made originally, they are made from Japan. And I would say they were a souvenir thing that you probably bought at a souvenir shop. That, like, back then, remember Japan was like a really big, occupied Japan was
Okay.
a real big deal.
Yes.
And
Very
they
collectible.
would bring their goods over here and sell them in our souvenir shops. Now, Ann Workman's the one that told me about those. She said the older ones are more muted, and you can tell the difference with the yellow on them, and the newer ones are more of a brighter red. But they all have a tea set inside of them.
And you know, now that know you better and I've been here several times, I'm seeing the apples over there. So I look over here
More apples.
and there's apples over here.
It's so bizarre.
And then I see the scissors with the twine. and we see scissors with the twine. But I love it. I just, it's comfortable to look at that way.
So?
Yes.
I try to keep
It's a neat balance.
I try to keep collections together.
Yep. I really,
That's
really
why I
like
put all
it.
the canning crocks across the top.
Yep.
I mean, I know everybody doesn't like the brown, but the brown is familiar to me because that comes from the farm. And that's just how that feels to
I
me.
think it's more, first of all, it's more accessible.
Yeah. See
You
how
know?
I did the big, small?
Yes.
That's another thing I do.
Yes.
That is so wrong.
No, it is.
It's just like Clayton goes, you know, Tina, we got a theme going here. And I said, yeah, we do.
It works.
Because he had to get up on the ladder and do all
to
those.
put it all up there.
And once a year, you got to get up there and dust that nightmare.
Oh, I
But yeah,
just
you know,
love
I
it.
had all of those bobbins up there, and I got tired of dusting them. They're all down there, those old bobbins, and they're beautiful. They're beehive ones and everything. That's what I started out with here. And then I got rid of all those, and I went to more treenware that's easier to dust than those bobbins, because you would be surprised how much
They're
dust
beautiful.
you get on bobbins.
They're becoming more and more
I don't understand
precious.
that. Isn't that weird? Because they were just like a thing that was like nobody wanted them. It was like big deal.
Nope.
They're not old. Some of them are. Some of them aren't.
They're
I
more and
like them
more.
because they're different. No two are alike,
Yep.
and that makes it interesting.
Absolutely.
Not to everybody. Everybody think, God, why are you collecting all those weird little things?
They're sweet.
I don't think Nathan noticed those, but I'm sure he will.
Cute.
Because he'll come in and he'll go, what's up with this? What is that about? I don't know,
No,
Nathan.
it's-
That's your mom.
That's it. You gotta have it.
But no, seriously though, when we first moved in here, I had like a whole Noah's Ark.
Okay.
Do you remember when we went through that Noah's Ark
It's a
stage?
big deal.
And
Yep.
I had Noah's Arks everywhere. And the ones I haven't sold, I got one great big one in the basement. And I think who started me with those was Ann Workman, because her friend Jerry had a collection of her husband hand carved.
Oh my.
She took us next door to her house, and I fell in love with them. Now, I could never afford those because, well, for one thing, they were custom made by her husband. He made them just for her. But even the ones you bought at the store were so astronomical in price.